If you've ever wondered how to do a live stream with 0 people watching, just schedule one for a Thursday lunchtime when you've got nothing else to do. Hello, welcome to Bricking It. Today I'm just seeing if I've got the parts that I need to put together a Chamber of Secrets Slytherin statue, just so that I can then assemble a proper parts list to order the bits I need to make one for myself. So again, I'm probably not going to be chatting much. This is really just, I was going to be building anyway, so I thought, why not? So I thought I'd knock together a little video. None of the colours are going to be right, so I'm literally just seeing if I've got the parts. And if I've got the parts in the right shape, then I can worry about ordering them in the right colour. There's going to be a lot of clattering about in the background as I search through my various bags and buckets to find parts.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Thanks, Alexa. Right. Bag full of cheese wedges yet to be sorted. I've actually got some parts in the right colours. Where do we go? There we go. There we go. Salazar's eyes are in place. Oh, we're getting great guns there. And yet I've already managed to mess it up. Most impressive. Literally sitting there looking right at the instructions, and still I have failed. There we go. No, come on, stop trying to be clever. No, that's right. Well, I never did. There we go. Now we're back together. Now we're cooking. Right. Couple of 1v2s. So I'm just finished filming a couple of videos. Got a little while before I've got anything else to do. So I thought, yeah, why not? Building anyway, pop it on the stream. Content is content. I'm going to see if I can build this. Now I've got the statue stickers for the eyes of Slytherin statue in the Chamber of Secrets. Right, now I need a snotty 1x4. Oh, I got one. I need a rail piece there. Ah, look at that 1x4 snot brick. You've only got one, and it's the right colour. Well, that doesn't have to go on the parts list. We are cooking. 1x2 rail. Oh, no. One of those. So I'm not actually building an entire Chamber of Secrets on this build. Right, here's where it gets tricky. Right, backwards through the instructions to find those bits. Here we are. Okie doke. Put out the grey, see what we've got. Oh, I know. We have drawers and drawers of nonsense. This is mostly bits from the Hogwarts. That's what I'm looking for. House banners that recently came out. I've got a couple of those. Now, I know I haven't got these in dark grey, but I think I've got them in light grey. Let's make a mess. Yes, there we go. Look, there's two. Good, good. So I'm making the supports. A couple of those fillers on the top. Got those. That's my bag of unsorted wedges. One there. And another one. Wow. Okie doke. How do we support those? I don't need another pair of those things. Yeah, a couple more curly ones for the bottom. No. Alright, grey has failed me. We must go to tan. It's the only way to be sure. Excellent. Yes. New tan wouldn't let me down. I suppose a base would be handy. Let's find a base plate. So this is going to be, I think, an 8x16 build. It's not going to be super deep. These right. So to match up to this, we need 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles underneath. And mine's going at the back. And the interesting part is going to be working out what the gap is. 4, 5, 6 studs gap. That should live there. And this bad boy, how's it go in the gap? Oh, it just sits on those, is it? Where those green fillers come from? See, this is the drawback of being cheap and not actually shelling out for the set. Get to mess around like this. Alright, the archway. Now, I'm not going to be adding the archway because my basilisk is going to be separate, so this is just going to be decorative. So now I have to work out how to just hold this up at the back. So I think that's just going to need some of this kind of thing. In fact, this can go right at the back. More Lego required. Hold this up. Need one more. Okay, so that looks like we're going to need a tile layer there as well. So let's just put that in there. Kind of designing on the fly here. Okay, this is where the eyes are going to be. We've got the top of the face, and these front ones go directly in front of these. One of those, one of those. Whoops. And then a couple more of those on top. There's that bag, there it is. These live on there. And then on top of that we need a quarter round tile. Light blue. Oh, right on top. Didn't have to dig for that at all. But I have to dig for his mate though. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Marvellous. Stick one there. Another one there. So the benefit of this over digital, which I do also use occasionally. Right, yes, I forgot that 4 plate layers underneath. Let's find those. Yeah, the benefit of doing it in hand rather than on digital, it's just a little bit quicker. It takes me a lot less time messing about with bricks. No, I want to go 3. To come up with something, and it's a lot easier to change as well. Don't have to go out. Right, as we're just filling up space. Yeah, I don't have to worry about deleting all the little bricks and tiles and bits and bobs I've used to fill a space. I just rip the whole part off and start again. So I much prefer designing in hand with randomly coloured bricks. And then eventually, once I've got the parts narrowed down, I'll then knock up an order for only the parts I'm missing that I don't have in the inventory. So this should now be the right height to match our build instructions. Put all that back together again. It's kind of flimsy. Moves through the book. Okay, so we can put our eye unit back on, and this should all marry up now. What's happening at the back here? We are still a plate layer too low. So let's find another plate. Put that in there. So again, I'll use slightly incorrectly sized pieces as well. As you can see, you know, I'm not bridging this gap. I'm still got to decide what I'm going to do. I may even put some more snot bricks in there just to help hold the thing up. So we've got the top of the face, just like our instructions. Now the bottom jaw is removable. Ah yes, moustaches, moustaches, moustaches. Ah, wedges. Ah, this is where I'm going to fall down. Ah, and that's why we needed those. Well, that was a helpful fail. Well, I know I haven't got those wedges anyway. So we will work without wedges. Let's see what we're doing here. 3x2 and 3x2. That's handy. Stack of these. Let's work in the square. And again, that's a good thing about building in hand. You get to just replace parts. Because I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm eventually ending up at. And I know what the substitutions are. Doesn't make it much use if you're trying to show people what it is you're doing. Which is why I would generally not bother doing this kind of thing where anyone can see it. As I say, as I was building anyway. Why not? So that goes there and that one goes there. It's going to be the same on the opposite side. To make our moustaches. How are they going to attach onto brackets? Now I'm not going to be able to do it with a little arch, am I? Because I'm not going to fit that to a bracket. How? The bajiminis. Does that go on? Ah. Onto that. Ah. What? Huh? That's supposed to attach to there and there. Half is that. Oh yeah, so it does need to be a bracket there. Aren't you glad you came? That goes in that. Ah, right, this whole architecture does need to be raised up. We've got to fit in our moustaches. So that's going to sit in there. So that gives me a final height off the deck, which is another couple of plates So once our moustaches go in there and there, that's things, we can check that at the back, and that is an extra 2 studs. Woo! If I'd followed the instructions properly from the start. Having this problem. This is a really flimsy build. Now, the instructions for these are exactly the same as the proper build, the way I've put them together. But they are super flimsy. Oh, hi, Rennie. This is the Chamber of Secrets that's under the Great Hall, so it's the newer one. So it's the one that comes in, was it 2018 when they all got reissued? What do I need? Right, I need a plate in there. Right, now my moustaches fit. So I can put a whacker bracket on the back there. Right, let's wang that out. Go to the Bago brackets, which is, yeah. The least organised builder in the entire history of Lego. My stuff is just what is that? And it's all in bags, and my stuff lives on a little trolley full of drawers that I can just trundle around the place. I have no permanent building location because that would just be trashed by the kids. So I get to build when and if there's time. So on the rare occasions when I'm in the house and nobody else is, I will break out all my stuff and just throw it everywhere. But it does mean I have to leave time for tidying up. So, good, we've got our moustaches in, or the background for our moustaches. Still need to fill in the top of the head, and that's going to be a couple of domes. I have to work out what. Focus. Okay. Oh, I zoomed in. Everyone's been looking at the back of my hands for 10 minutes. So we've got a nice hole where a basilisk could come out of. We've got our hair. It's not bad. It's not bad. Right, let's find curvy things. So having built a million Hogwarts Moments books, I've got so many of these curvy tiles in yellow that they are my go-to for building. That's the first moustache, I think, goes like that. I need some curly ends. Again, I'm just going to finish them off, I think, with these half-ended ones. Just as I'm here. No, I'm with you. I don't even like doing it on the iPad really, but as I haven't got the set, I've got to use the digital instructions, but I always prefer a paper book just to flick backwards and forwards. Right, so that's my first moustache. Second moustache. Wang's in there. Oh, he's very colourful, old Salazar. So I'm getting an idea of what I'm going to need to buy. So I think when I build this, because I'm going to have my book cover background on here, like this, and he's just going to be up against the wall. I think I'll whack him up a couple of bricks more just to dominate the space. Then I can have my lower platform with Tom on. And the only reason I'm building this set at all, or this display, is just because I've got one of the Tom riddles from the encyclopedia and Tom's diary, and I haven't got really anywhere else to display them, so I'm going to need a Chamber of Secrets. And as all of this is just for one minifigure, I'm not going to go too big budget on it. So just the Slytherin statue. I've got a couple of domes from the Ministry of Magic. Where do you go? Oh, I don't like these at all. How flimsy is this build? Right. Ah, yes, that's why. Okay, so what am I? 2 plates too low on these. That's what happens when you come in halfway through a set of instructions. You mess it up. Right. 2 plates. Pop that on there. That should now go up to there. And Bob's your mother's brother. Sorted. Nice. 1 by 2. Anybody? Yes. There we go. Okay, now I'm getting the flavour of it. Yeah, so it's starting to look like a dark wizard now. How do I make his forehead? 1 by 3 bricks. Yes. Yes. Very square forehead. Right. 2 by 3 plate first. I've got one in grey? No, it doesn't appear so. Oh, dude, you've gone. But yes, it would be. Right, 2 by 3 plate. Whack that on there. 1 by 3 bricks. Might make the forehead differently because I'm not constrained to the design. The set. That's the curve right there. How do I attach that? Let's get another one of those bad boys. Such a mess. Okay, let's find a curved tile. It needs to come out by how many plates? 2 plates, I think. Get a couple of 1 by 2s. No, too far. Okay, so we are half a plate proud. So instead of one of the bricks, we need a bracket instead. A bracket and 1 plate should pop that in exactly the right place to marry up that curve. Yeah, we're good there. And the top of the head can be another one. I think coming down that way. It's not ideal, it's not bang on, but but it's better than that big square, I think. Let's find a couple of bricks to hold that in position for now. So I like to get my outsides all plugged in, and then once I know ultimately what the outside's going to look like, I can actually support it properly from inside. Okay, so that's a plate too high. Instead of a brick, again, we're going to need 2 plates just to drop this down. There we go. No, that doesn't line as nicely as I'd hoped it would. That's a shame. Okay, well maybe we will go with the square look that the original build had then. I'd much rather have something square and some badly aligned curves. Oh, that one goes up all right. That one's not too bad, but it does start to stand proud of the curve up there. So I could leave it in there. It's not too bad a shape. And then just square off the lid. It's a problem for tomorrow, mate. So we know what parts we need then to create our statue. Slightly varied from the original model. So now we've got that, we're going to raise all of that up by, let's go with a full brick layer. You can get some supporting bricks in here. Where do we want them? I think our platform's probably going to be 3 bricks deep. So we want to support all the way along here. So we're just going to be raising up old Salazar by a brick or so, just that this face is then level with the platform for Tom and Ginny. So is that going to be tall enough? It's going to be about right. A couple more bricks at either end. So it's not bad, but oh, there goes my light. It's about 2 studs deep. That's pretty good. We like a shallow build, and we like to explode a shallow build. So pop these back in position. So I think I've lost a stud layer somewhere. Or a plate layer, yeah, my plate layer too low there, so I need to add another one in under those. That could be a later problem, that's an infrastructure issue. So there's old Sally boy, raised up. So now we can bring the platform out and across here. So let's see if we can find some plates to do that with. Oh, it's only a 14. I had a 16. Where's my 16s? There we go. Let's do it in dark bluish grey. Give us a bit more of a flavour for the area. Now, as he's only 2 studs deep there, a Slytherin statue, maybe we can go 4 for the platform. Give ourselves a bit more room to play with when we're displaying the figures. No, that's going to be plenty. Okay, so then we're going to want a 2x4 under here. So that's going to be the shape of our build, and of course we want to constrain it to 16 studs high. So we could send Salazar up a bit, then with a basilisk neck sticking out, that would allow it to display quite nicely without interfering with the figures. Now, as I do not have a basilisk, I'm going to have to go and get a quick stand in. So, thanks to the new Room of Requirements set, despite not having a basilisk proper, I do have a fiery one which shows me all the part sizes I'll need to be using for this build. Which way are we going? Blue one can come out, I think. No. Yes, there we go. So our basilisk can make a double turn, I think. Come on. Okay, so that'll be a pin and a pin. So obviously you can poke out of doorway here, which will require a couple of bricks of adjustment. But I think I want him poking out of a mouth which is set much higher and his head down like this. I think is the way I want to go. What's my angle? So it'd be like that. Yeah, no, I do like that. That's exactly what I want. So that height is about 6 bricks. What's that constraint? We're up there. So Salazar's going to have to be built to the top here, so that our basilisk can poke out at about here. That feels right. So what we're looking at, if Salazar goes up there, we need to bring the whole build down, or the base down 4 studs. We need 4 extra studs of build height underneath Slytherin's head. Yeah, I think you're right. There was, in the first version, I've just completely exploded this. In the first version of the Chamber of Secrets, there was a brick-built basilisk. You're quite right. It was during that early period of Harry Potter where the styling was obviously a little more naive than it is now. Was it a black one? Was it, or was it really dark green? Is that the one with the glow-in-the-dark dagger teeth? Is that the basilisk you're talking about? Because that was the one before this. Oh no, I know the one you're on about. Yeah, there was. Yeah, because I considered brick building my basilisk. I thought about it, but then I just really like this one. But it means trying to work out where to get one from. And not too expensive, I suppose. Whereas once you buy all the bits individually, you probably might as well have bought the set. Right, we need to go up high, and I haven't got any big bricks on hand. So how am I going to go tall? Let's get some of these guys. It's not going to take me too tall if I put Salazar on front of that. Again, the good thing about practice builds is that we can... Oh, yeah, way too high. Okay, let's take out our brick layer at the bottom. See if that's the perfect height now. Where's his head? There it is. For height. Handsome. That fits perfectly. Good, okay. Excellent. Black columny panel things. Perfect. They will do the job I want. I have my basilisk head poking out of Slytherin's mouth, looking down on the scene. Could have Harry for... Oh, I like it a lot. It could be going around that way. Obviously a couple of bricks on the back just to bring that curve. Ah, yes. Very excited. Good. Okay. So we know that'll work. So what we need then is more panels. Let's fill up the back wall. And try and build this Slytherin a bit more completely. 6, 12, yeah, 2 on each end. That's going to be my statue support. So I know that in the back here, I need to add Technic bricks, just so I've got somewhere to stick the basilisk's axle. So, okay, it's a handy Technic brick. Didn't realise that I had quite enough useful pieces to build in this way. I do like the freedom to experiment. Having a fairly eclectic inventory gives me. Right, are we on? None of this feels complete. It feels a bit shonky. Oh, that's why, because it is a bit shonky. Right, so there we go. That's that on there. Let's get the back of our hair back on. That lives on there. It's not an exciting angle to look at things from. Right, there we go. Salazar is now nice and high. We are still, yes, bang on inside my constraint for height. Let's permanently attach this, or permanently, semi-permanently attach this. So I've got my eye in, oh yes, Bonza. That's great for height. Right, so we'll be able to secure that a bit better. Let's see how this is going to attach. Let's add an extra straight. Ooh, what am I doing? What am I doing? See, I'm getting quite excited because things are going quite well. So I'm getting a bit more frantic than I should be. And stuff is just being thrown everywhere. But I think that I am going to be stuck for want of a part in a moment. So we're just going to have to pretend I know what's going on. Basilisk head will be coming out of there. Let's make it go down. Oh, yes. Oh, that's fruity. Yes, very much enjoy that. Very menacing position. Get Harry in there with a big old sword of Gryffindor. Chompy, chompy, fighty, fighty. Yes, we can decorate the back. Possibly get a couple of those Ninjago snaky boys up the back there. So once I firm up a few more pieces, I think I'm going to be able to generate a parts list of what I need to buy from Bricklink. So obviously the wedges to replace these guys, getting all of this in the right colour. Got to work out what to do with the top of the head still. I think, now largely I'm going to be viewing it low. Yeah, I've built him that many times due to impatience rather than patience, I think. If I was patient, I would have done it properly and stopped making it collapse every time I put it together. But I'm too rough with my bricks. I'm not careful. But I think this is how I'm going to have my Chamber of Secrets display. So the back here again will be book covers, meaningless to anyone except me, because I think I'm the only person that displays like that. Let's see if I can secure the top of his melon, stop it wiggling about a bit. If I'm lucky. Like a glove. Oh, sometimes I love Lego maths. I think I might even do a bit more moustachery. I don't know. I probably won't have flat panels on the front here. I'll texture these out once I've got those moustaches in. Maybe make some rock texture or robe texture, seeing it's meant to be a massive crouching statue. That will allow my basilisk to come out. The good thing is that means I can search Bricklinks for bits of basilisk. I don't need the whole one. Looks like I'll just need one neck piece. I can avoid getting that body, although it's more likely to be available as a whole piece. See if I can add another neck on there. I don't think I've got that. I could have it coming out like that. What about rearing up high? Now I'm going to need to put a couple of extra spaces on the back of that. That's not too bad as well. Coming out nice and tall like that. Quite like that as a build position. It's just a bit more impressive to look at it. Oh. Excellent. Good. Well, that was a 2-minute idea. It turned into a 42-minute build video. And probably about a 50 quid bill on Bricklink. But at least I know where to direct my savings. Ready for the next video. Good. I think I'm going to stop there. So I now need to refine this a bit, and I need to be able to do it with the piece moving about. But this is where we've got to at the end of this impromptu little build video. So I've got my Slytherin statue. I've worked out where my basilisk's going to go and how that's going to plug in. I've got my platform with some space for the water underneath, and this is where I'm going to be displaying my Tom Riddle, probably one of my many Harrys and possibly Ginny as well, almost certainly Ginny as well. And that's going to make, I think, quite a nice little display to sit up on my Moments bookshelf. Of course, this will all be covered in book covers, so that will look a lot like these ones do, which is the back of another display that I've just finished making a video for, obviously much wider. So I use all the book covers on the back of the display just when I'm hiding it away. If I'm not doing Chamber of Secrets displays, I can hide it all away and disguise it as books on my shelf. Lovely. You're very welcome. I should imagine it'll be a good month before this actually pops up as a video on the main channel, just to allow for refinements and Bricklink order, and then another Bricklink order when I realise I've forgot one piece and I have to make another week's long wait before I can actually put a video out. Or I'll just do it with a piece missing like I usually do. That's me for now. Thanks for joining, and please subscribe to Bricking It. Bye-bye.